Hey everybody, how are you? Tiff Marshall here, excited to chat with you tonight. So if you missed last night, that's okay. I'll post the replay link below. We talked about basically systems because I know y'all been like, Tiffany, what are systems? You be talking about systems. I think I need them. I know I need them, but I really don't know what it is. All right, so last night we talked about systems and that was really good. So tonight we're going to talk about retaining your clients. Like once you get people to work with you, like how do you get them to stay with you? That's very important. Like you don't want to lose out on your clients, okay? So I'm going to give you 4 tips on how you do that. But first things first, when you come in, make sure you say, hey, Tiff. So I say, hey, back to you. And if you're watching replay, that applies to you as well. Make sure you say, hey, Tiff. I am Tiffany of Clear Resource Marketing, formerly known as Social Consulting, right? And so we help coaches and consultants systemize their business so that they love it all over again because it's so possible. Because people are always asking, why do you say that? Because it's so possible to be in your business and not truly love what you do. It is so, everybody saying, everyone on Instagram talking about, yes, earrings. Yes, I love my earrings. Shout out to Cree and Company for my earrings. I'm a tassel girl. So if you know, when I first came out with, when I first started social, pink was, my signature color. And everybody loved those tassel earrings. So anytime I had a speaking engagement or a workshop, I always wore those tassel earrings because those were in my headshot. So everybody knew, like, there is Tiff. So if you know me, you know that your girl loves tassel earrings. So we're going to quickly talk about 4 ways to retain your clients. Retain as in keep. So listen, y'all watching me, but y'all ain't say, hey, Tiff, yeah, you can put a little emoji up in there or something. Talk to your girl. All right, so why is it important to keep your clients? So it just saves you money. Like, you know that you need clients, right? You need the money. They need what you have to provide. And it is so possible in business to go months in between clients. Hey, Mia, are you at, hey, JJ girl. Yes, headshot. So there are times in business where you may not have clients coming in back to back. There might be times where you have, a slow period. So it's important to retain clients because you need them and they need you. But you don't want to go long periods without having any clients because then without clients, you don't have a business. So let me just share up front. I specialize with helping coaches and consultants and those with a service-based business. Now, this information will still help you if you have a product-based business, but you won't really need all of the steps. So when we talk about retaining clients, I'm going to teach you about onboarding. I'm going to give you 4 steps to onboard, to welcome your new clients, because you're essentially welcoming them into a journey with you. When people pay you, it is time for you to serve them. I see so many times business owners sit in like this self-seeking, prideful position. Oh, they'll be that, they'll come pay me, they'll find me. No, people can take their bag anywhere. They don't have to do business with you because newsflash, you're not the only one who does what you do. So it's so important to be appreciative and always humble that people choose to work with you. So just think about onboarding, right? Because the onboarding process is essential to making sure that clients are happy with you and making sure that clients stay with you. Think about your last dating relationship or last time you went on a date or whenever you went on a date, right? And let's just say, for most of us, we know, like, if we gonna go on date number 2, right? If you could identify, put yes in the comments. If you one of the people who know within the first 5 minutes, maybe 30, and let's be a little generous, maybe 30, that you're gonna go on date number 2. Because you already judging, did the brother smell good or the woman, does she smell good? How was the person dressed? Did he or she open the door for you? They pull out your chair. Are y'all going Dutch, or did she make you pay? You're already judging. Hey, Keisha Boo, you're already judging, right? Your client is doing the same thing with you. So they've kind of agreed to work with you. They've even paid you. So they're trusting you now. So you got to get to work. You can't go off and celebrate. That's what we do. Woo! Invoice paid, ching ching. You know how it is when that invoice get paid. You get that alert that pop up on your phone, and you just, ow. So rejoice for a moment. But after that, it's time to get to work. Put work in the comments. Once you get paid, it is time to get to work. So you are building a long-lasting relationship when that invoice is paid. When the client pays you, that's not a time for you just to, strut like you just, thank you, Stacey, like you just, doing the thing. No, you have to get yourself to work. Because as I said last night, people can experience buyer's remorse. I know I do. Like I told you, I put stuff in my trunk. When I buy something, it stays in my trunk. If I forget about it, go back to the store, because that means I didn't need it. So you got somebody paying $1,000, $2,000 for your service. Trust me, most people, and honestly, I don't know what it is, but the clients who pay me the most don't bother me at all. I don't even hear about them. But still, they can still experience buyer's remorse or just a little uneasy. So you have to start the relationship right away. So think of this as your first date. The invoice is the first date that your client is working with you and paying you. Now you have to make the best impression, because you want them to stay with you. Because if the client has a bad experience, they may want their money back. They may become a problem. They may, go and tell other people, especially with social media. People run and tell somebody else. So the first thing that you do, you've already got paid. Hopefully an automatic invoice went out. All right. And notice I said automatic, not you physically sending, a receipt. Got time for that. That's why we talk about systems and automations. One, you want to make sure that you have a welcome email or a welcome video. I like to send videos now. So if you're on my mailing list, I'm sure that you see my videos. I send out videos a lot more than I do like written emails. It's like one of my goals, because people don't really read like that. All right. So send out a welcome email or a welcome video. Say, hi, Nia. Hi, Nikisha. Hey, Stacey. Thank you so much for doing business with us. Reintroduce yourself. What is your purpose? What is your mission? What do you do? What are you doing for the client? And when and how can they contact you? It's important for you to set the ground rules in that welcome email, okay? It's so important that when you have a new client, you need to welcome them, tell them who you are again, what you do, and what you're doing for them. In that welcome letter, you can specify the service that they pay for. Now, I know you're saying, Tiffany, they pay for it. They know what they're getting. No, they don't. Most times people are just excited to work with you. They just pay you. But even if they remember, you still need to remind them of what they paid for. I love using my cell phone example. When you bought your cell phone, whether you bought it out cash or you paid on it monthly, you signed that contract, but you didn't really read it. Most times your clients do the same thing. Oh, well, I have the privacy policy on my website. Well, I have, they didn't read it. They didn't read it. They didn't read it. They didn't read it. So you have to go back. You have to just go back and clarify, here's what we're doing for you, because that sets the slate. And in that welcome email, Stacey do all the legal stuff. So she was like, yes, Tiffany, that's right. And then y'all gonna be going to Stacey with a whole lawsuit, because, you know what I'm saying? So we just trying to, like get all that good stuff together. All right. So, and also in your welcome email, I think I said you want to make sure you tell them how to contact you and what hours to contact you. Do not allow new clients to think that they have full access to you, because you have a life outside of your business. You have business hours. Even if you work after your business hours, your clients don't need to know that. You are running a business, not a hobby. All right. And if you want to have a hobby, then just say that. but you have to be professional. I don't care if they're your friends. I patronize my friends all the time, but you best believe we respect each other and we pay each other. All right. Then you want to have an onboarding meeting. You want to sit down with the client and you want to say, hey, here's what we're going to do for you. You want to give them a timeline. So my friend Nikisha, she makes a lot of the jewelry that I wear. She didn't make these, but I'm sure she can. She fixes my jewelry. So if you saw me last night, my earring literally like fell off like during live. And I was like, somebody call Nikisha right now because like she's my jewelry MD. She fixes my jewelry. We were out of town one time and I had this little cute necklace, I think it was. And I was like, Keisha, can you fix this? And she had it done in like 0.2 seconds. And I was just like so sad. And then like she made it, like she fixed it so quick. All right. So in your onboarding meeting, you're going to say, here's what I'm doing. And here's the timeline. You have to give your clients timeline. So I brought Nikisha, well, I mentioned her because she does a custom make jewelry. So she doesn't just go to Michael's and order stones. She like orders her stones from the mountains. Like they, you know, they go out to the sea and get the stones that she makes on her jewelry. So in the client's mind, they might be thinking, oh, well, you're just making this bracelet. Why is it taking so long? Or you might be working on a contract for a client or whatever it is that you're doing for the client. Your client always feels that they are your only client. Put that in the chat box. It's a little long, but it's necessary. Your clients want to feel like they are your only client. So they, in their mind, they paid you and their project is your only project. Every client wants to feel like they're your only client. And once they pay you, they think that you're only working on their project. So you're not going to say, well, girl, I didn't finish yet because you're not my only client. They don't want to hear that. And you're not going to tell them that. So yes, especially when delivering a gallery, yes. So if you're a photographer or something like that, you know, so in your welcome meeting, you're going to sit down and you're going to present a timeline. Here's what we're doing, and here's the time span that we're doing it. Now, here's the trick. Here's the side note that you need to notate. Always expect that the project will take longer. So if you know that you're going to get the project done in 3 weeks, tell them 5. But then in your welcome meeting, you go into detail of what you're doing, and you don't have to tell them step by step. And don't worry about somebody stealing your process. And people say, Tiffany, I don't want to tell people what I'm doing because they're going to take no, they're not going to take your process. And even if they try, they cannot execute it the way that you do. Okay, so cut that out. So you're going to welcome the client and you're going to set the expectation and make them feel comfortable, right? And this is how you retain clients, because what happens is people pay us and then we stop talking to them. There's no in-between communication. So you're going to say, okay, well, this is what I'm doing for you. This is how long it's going to take. But your goal is always to finish before that final project deadline. Okay, are we clear on that? You always want to finish before you tell the client. So number 1 is your welcome email or your welcome video. Number 2 is to have an onboarding meeting. And let me just say this, when you have that initial meeting with the client, please have your camera on. It makes it so much more personable. Now, if you can't have your camera on, just make sure your client knows that, you know, that you don't have your camera on. But I think it's just a little more professional to have that personable touch. Number 3 is you want to check in and update. So every week you should send an update to your client, and it could be a simple email, and you honestly should schedule that email. Okay. And if you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, I have posted 2 videos this week on how to schedule emails, because I don't believe that you should be a secretary in your business. Okay. So a lot of things need to be automated. So you can say, hey, Nikisha, how you doing? What's up, Christy? Here's what I've done this week. Just checking in with you. Let me know if you have any questions. Most times the client is not going to ask you anything, okay? If you vetted your client well, they're not going to ask you much because they're trusting you and you're checking in. No one wants to pay you and then you just ghost them. Again, think of this as a dating relationship. You done went out with this guy. Y'all had 3 dates. He done paid for the dates and now he just don't call you. You don't get the good morning, beautiful text message in the morning. Right? So just like you don't want a man to ghost you, don't ghost them. Don't ghost your client. Okay. So check in at least weekly. And again, you can send that email. I do a Trello board. I can probably do a video on how to do that, but you don't have to get that specific into it. And then lastly, you want to review the project. You want to review what you've done. So once you're done, you want to bring that client back to a meeting, just like you had the welcome meeting. You want to bring them back and say, hey, here's what we've done. Now, again, this is for service-based businesses. If you have a product, then of course you're just going to deliver the product. Now, if you are a product-based business, follow up with that client. Don't assume that people just had a positive experience with your product. If you ship something out, there should be an automatic email scheduled to say, hey, how was the shipping? How was your project? How was the packaging? Are you satisfied? Please take a photo and tag me. This is also an excellent time to get testimonials. So how do you retain clients? How do you keep clients? You keep your clients by building this relationship with them. It's basically a date. You are dating your clients and you want them to stay around long enough, because here is the tea. Once people like you, they'll buy whatever it is that you have to offer, because this is a part of your brand experience. I know that we think that branding is having a cute Instagram. Listen, you can have fly Instagram graphics and 0 clients and $0. We invest so much time in trying to be cute on Instagram, and I get it. Y'all know I was in social media marketing for 9 years. I get it. But your brand experience is how you leave people feeling. How do people feel when they're no longer in your presence? When they walk away from the meeting with you, what do they go and say about other people? That's a part of your brand. So you retain and keep your clients when you make the experience seamless and smooth. You gotta be organized. You gotta be organized. So if you don't have your systems in order, you wanna sit down and ask yourself, what is my process? How quick am I responding to people? You know, I always say get back to emails within 24 hours, up to 48 hours, you know, and then you let people know. If you email me right now, you're going to get an automatic responder email that say, hey, we've received your message. Please allow us up to 24 to 48 hours to respond back to you. If it's after business hours, expect an email during the next business day. If it's on the weekend, we'll do our best to respond to you Monday morning. Okay? Because you can't expect people to know how you roll. And if you don't have business hours, get you some business hours because you're working too much. All right. So this is how you create a long-lasting experience to keep your customers, because when you make them happy, they're going to stay with you and they're going to tell other people about you. Thank you, Stacy. Okay. So have a welcome email or a welcome video. You want to have an onboarding meeting. Okay. That's why people on Zoom now, I'm like, y'all, I'm zoomed out, because most of us in this world of business, we've been Zooming before the world stopped Zooming before this pandemic. Okay, Zoom is not new to us, but you want to have your welcome meeting. You want to make sure that you check in weekly, and you want to review what you've done and wrap up the project. Give them a sense of, you know, completion. Like they're excited that they did business with you. Like, oh, this project is done. And then follow up. How are you doing? Never lose contact with your clients, even former clients. That's a whole other conversation. All right, y'all. So I hope this has helped. If you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you go and follow Clear Resource on Instagram. And I'm going to be dropping more content over on YouTube. Now, listen, last thing, if you are a coach or a consultant, I am walking you through these very steps. I have 2 more spots open at no cost. You just have to register at clearresourcemarketing.com. Yes, Keisha, and they will buy more. And let me tell you something, you don't have to be the best at what you do. Okay? You have to be, there are other systems coaches out there who might be better than me. You don't have to be the best at what you do, but when you are professional and you are nice and you are humble, people will do business with you. I don't care how, and I always say cake. I use it as an example. I don't care how good your cake is, but if your attitude nasty, I'm not coming back. So don't think that you got to be the best. You just have to know more than the people that you're working for. And you have to know that you're going to work with integrity and you're going to serve people and treat them well. They will come back and they will tell other people because they don't know nothing about what you do. So they're not sitting around with a report card grading you. They don't know what you do. Okay, but if you are respectful and you work hard and you're nice and professional and you have systems in place, people will come to you. So don't don't get in that mindset of, oh, I'm not good enough or I don't know enough. That's not true. That's not true. Be professional to people. Work hard. And trust me, people will spend money with you. Okay, so if you are a culture consultant, go to clearresourcemarketing.com and work with me. Until next time, everybody, be clear.